coastal areas. Winds are moving down south, parallel to the coast, moving their way towards Southern California. But then we see some sea breeze still in play throughout San Diego or in Orange County and parts of LA as well. LA has some light sea breeze though. But I might as well just go ahead and show you guys what the temperature is, but I'm not going to zoom in, to be honest. That's going to take a lot of work. Alright, so we got temperatures that are in the 30s in places like New England, plus upstate New York, Pennsylvania, with temperatures that are in the upper 20s to the low 40s. The New York City area, temperatures range from the upper 30s to the mid 40s. In the mid-Atlantic states, plus West Virginia, temperatures there, they're in the 40s, and then going down, plus 52 in Virginia Beach. Down south, we do have some chilly temperatures in the Carolinas, where they're in the 50s. Temperatures are in the 60s to low 70s in places like Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas. Temperatures are in the 60s to low 70s, plus Louisiana. Florida, temperatures are in the 60s in the northern part of the state. The southern part of the state, they're in the 70s. In Oklahoma, temperatures are in the 60s. Texas, temperatures range from 68 in Lubbock to 75 in Houston to 82 in Dallas. Then we go to the Midwest. In the Ohio Valley, we do have temperatures that are in the upper 30s to low 50s, but Lexington, Kentucky, temperatures are at 53 degrees. St. Louis is at 61. In the Great Lakes, like in Michigan, temperatures are in the upper 20s to mid 30s. In the Dakotas, temperatures are in the mid 30s to mid 40s. Minnesota, they're in the mid 30s to low 40s. Then going down the Missouri River throughout the 4 states of Iowa, Nebraska, and Missouri and Kansas. Temperatures range from the mid 40s to the low 60s. Going towards the west, which includes the Northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we do have places like the mountainous parts of Montana, where temperatures are in the 40s, plus Glasgow. 50s in the central part of Montana. Idaho, temperatures are in the 30s in the northern half of the state. Southern half, 40s. Wyoming, we do have temperatures that are in the mid 30s to low 50s. In Colorado, temperatures range from the mid 30s, mid 40s to mid 50s. Similar story in Utah, Nevada. Going down to the desert southwest, temperatures in the northern half of New Mexico, they're in the 50s. Southern half, 60s to low 70s. Northern half of Arizona, temperatures range from the mid 30s to upper 40s. In the southern half, temperatures are in the 60s. In California, temperatures along the coast, they are in the 50s. In Dio's at 61. Temperatures are in the 50s. Are in the Central Valley of California. In Oregon, temperatures are in the 40s. Washington State, temperatures range from the mid 30s to upper 40s. Let's take a look at the wind gusts. So there's plenty of gusts in Maine and northern New Hampshire. Wind gusts, actually, they're blowing around 30 to 40 miles an hour. And a similar story throughout Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, Arkansas, and up to 30 miles per hour in gusts near Chicago. In the desert southwest, gusts, they are blowing around up to 30 to 50 miles an hour in some places, though, and as well as northwestern Montana. And on the coastal side of southwestern Oregon and northwestern California. we're going to check the humidity. Okay, so there is low humidity throughout places like southern Virginia all the way to Georgia, which explains that there are fire dangers, which constituted a special weather statement, but not the one that involves thunderstorms, but the one that involves, well, something close to a fire weather watch, but it's more like an advisory type of thing. But not like in terms of, but not like a red flag warning. I mean, it is kind of like a red flag warning, but it's a less severe, less intense type of drought and risk for wildfires. But regardless, for folks there, do tend to limit your water use and also do not do things that would cause a spark or a fire. You know, because those would lead to burning houses and such, and someone responsible definitely pay a high price for that, for sure. Humidity is all over the Ohio Valley and the central Gulf Coast. Plenty of drought in New Mexico, western Texas, eastern Colorado, northern Minnesota. Plenty of moisture throughout Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Sierra Nevadas, California. In parts of Oregon, Washington State, central Idaho, western Montana, and eastern Montana too, but there's just less moisture in between. Let's talk about rainfall accumulation. Hold on a minute. All right, I'm back. Okay, so for rainfall accumulation, we do have plenty of rains to talk about from New York all the way to Virginia Beach and all the way to Memphis. Rainfall estimates throughout Tennessee and Kentucky range from about an inch or two as an estimate. The Mid-Atlantic, that includes the Washington, D.C. area, Atlantic City, rainfall estimates in Charleston, West Virginia, just up to an inch of rain, as well as southern Pennsylvania, some parts of southern Pennsylvania. Outside the New York City area, most particularly in New Jersey, up to a quarter inch of rain is estimated. And in north central Texas, but some places up to an inch and a half of rain, especially near Abilene, Texas. And we go up to the Dakotas and northern Minnesota, where rainfall estimates are right around up to half an inch of rain, plus eastern Montana, southern Montana up to a quarter inch of rain, as well as central Idaho and near Boise up to half an inch of rain. Then we go to the desert southwest, where rainfall estimates range between about an inch to 2 inches, or maybe close to 3 inches of rain, just depending on where exactly the storm will be located, and also how long will it last. Just gotta check with your local officials on that one, folks, because they're the ones who collect the amount of rainfall accumulation in terms of inches in real time, though, because sometimes they may be off, other times they may be close by. It doesn't happen at all, or just happens whatever we least expected. Similar fate is happening in Las Vegas, where just about an inch to an inch and a half of rain would occur in the southern part of Nevada, Death Valley, southern Utah. And now let's go to new snowfalls. So let's go here. So there is going to be an estimate of up to 3 to 6 inches of snow from Newburgh all the way to St. Mary's in the northeast. Go to the west, not that much in the Midwest though, not even the rest of New England. In parts of the desert southwest, some places might get up to 6 inches of snow. Parts of Utah, about somewhere between 6 to 12. And in parts of Nevada, they range from traceable amounts of snow to up to 3 inches of snow. Death Valley, or parts of the Sierra Nevadas in the southern part of the mountain chain, just around up to 3 inches of snow. We go up north, where Montana could receive traceable amounts of snow in some places, but south of Missoula, up to 3 inches of snow, plus central Idaho and near Boise, and southeastern Oregon, just up to 3 inches of snow. But yeah, like I said, consult with your local officials in your local weather office just so that they can get you a real-time estimate, real-time measurements for rainfall accumulation, snowfall accumulation as well, and as well as check with your local just check like what your wind speed is, wind direction, and gusts in your area. Sometimes it's a little off from what I'm showing you guys. These are just estimates. All right, and now we go to the upper part of the atmosphere at 500 millibars. So what does this mean? We do have an upper level low just located over Southern California, which translates to a trough. There's another trough over Washington State and a mini one just north of Montana, and a tiny bit of trough over Indiana. And there is a ridge, a collective ridge that starts from the Gulf in Texas. Now, what does this mean? Okay, that means that there's plenty of wet weather to deal with in the desert Southwest, as I said earlier, and some parts of the Pacific Northwest and the Northern Rockies still dealing with some valley rains, mountain snow. It's also the same thing that's happening in the desert Southwest right now, though just a few places with some snow. There's also plenty of wet weather to deal with, some in the form of severe weather, from severe thunderstorms to hail, damaging winds. But tornadoes are unlikely, but it doesn't really mean that they can't be ruled out entirely. It may happen, but although chances are very low, which means that you still need to be on the lookout though. Okay, so now let's go to 24 hours from now, which is Wednesday night, which means we do have a trough just over Southern California and a ridge over the Gulf. There is another trough just to the north of North Dakota, a mini ridge just over northern Idaho, and there's another trough just offshore from Cape Cod and south of the Canadian Maritimes. What does this mean? There's going to be wet weather that's going to be moving into the parts of the desert Southwest, like New Mexico, the Front Range of the Rockies, and as well as the Great Plains, Texas, and as well as Montana and the Dakotas and Minnesota, and as well as the western part of the Great Lakes region. And I'm not done. West and the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest too. We still have an upper level low that's big but kind of weak, and it's going to be over California and Nevada. There's going to be another trough just over New Mexico, and there is a flat ridge, a small flat ridge just north of Montana. Upper level low just north of Minnesota. There is a flat looking trough just offshore from Maine and the Canadian Maritimes, and it looks like a flat ridge just to the north of New England. I don't know if I already told you guys, but there is a ridge over the Gulf and Florida as well. What does this mean? It means that there's going to be plenty of wet weather to deal with in places like Southern California to the desert Southwest, in which case they're dealing with another wave of which. There's also going to be severe weather in the making from places like Texas all the way to Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and even Illinois. And spreading throughout parts of the southeast like this, towards the Carolinas. And there's also going to be some wet weather to deal with in the form of snow in places